All right, Kenman here. Today we are on die project number 34. Let's go. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. This is that Kubi carve. Look at this drop shutty action. Ooh, nice looking green. Finally got the green dialed in. If you haven't seen any of the die projects, bing, there's the playlist right there. Struggled with some green for a while, but finally getting some that are turning out pretty good. This is my most recent one, the Sencut Glide Strike. Really cool sapphire blue, just really pops. That blue is, whew, oh, looks great. A little scratch, little damage. I did do it putting it back together with that non-captive pivot, but still a great knife. Gonna enjoy carrying it around more. Another one recently is this Civivi Cachet with this dark kind of red. Turned out really good. Got a nice drop shut, flicks out really good. Really excited to carry this knife more. Just look at the details on that with the little bolster sticking out on the side and sort of recessed in there. Just such a cool look. So glad I found this knife. Which leaves us with our current undyed pieces. What are we gonna do next? I think I am gonna dye this Lieb. This is micarta. I have not dyed any micarta yet. I do like the way they call this green, kind of dirty micarta looks, but I think we are going to go ahead and dye that one, give it a shot. Why not? I did just get this Sencut Waxahachie fixed blade, first fixed blade for the die project. Feels really good. I like the way this handle feels as far as thickness. I might try to make a wooden handle. If anyone would be interested in that, comment below. But what color should we do this one for now? Definitely an interesting looking fixed blade. Excited to kind of try carrying some more fixed blades. Not really my thing. A folding knife is so much easier, but some people are doing it. I like knives, so I'll give it a shot. This is the Migron Talisman T2. This is the second Talisman. The first one I did in the trifecta. Bing! We added a titanium pocket clip, which I anodized. I put a laser mark on the blade, and then we also dyed the scales. So one of the first Kenman trifecta customs that was done. So it was a good knife, so I had to get another one. And that leaves us with these two. This is my third Kubi Titus. I did get a Kubi Titus with Ultim because I really like this knife. I had one for the die project that we already dyed red, and then this one is now for the project. But I think I am going to save this one for now and potentially use it in one of the giveaways. And if someone were to pick this one, then I would let them also pick the die color for it as a prize. Which leaves us with the Sencut episode. Here it is. I've had this one for a while. Nice looking knife. Zoom back out here. Flipper tab only. Got a really interesting huge ramp right there. Kind of a harpoon, kind of a clip point. But your index finger or my index finger sits in there real nice. Thumb gets in there. It's just a nice, it feels good. The shape of that, just look, my thumb just goes right in there. Like it was made to sit there. Interesting knife. I've never really actually carried it. A lot of the knives I get for the die project, they will sit in a stack over here, and I kind of look at them waiting for some inspiration on what color I would like to do. Oh, that'd be so nice if you could, right? And I just wait for that inspiration to strike, and then once it does, then it goes in and we do the die. So this one has been sitting there for a while. Let's get our last looks. This is the last time it's going to appear this way. When we get done with it, I'll put that pocket clip on the other side since I'm a lefty, and then we're going to give some color to these scales. There is a little couple of bars right there. Like I've said before, when you do a die, it really brings out the texture. This almost looks like you can barely see any of the texture. But like on this glide strike, look at how much that texture kind of sticks out. It looked more like this before. Basically, the die kind of really creates more shadows or something that it allows you to see the textures more than the jade kind of just seems to kind of hide it a little bit. But that's fine. Okay, so here we are. Let's take this thing apart. Oh, no. Another non-captive pivot, it looks like. That was what caused this scratch on the last Sencut. This is the first time I had an issue with this non-captive pivot, so you got to put a tool on both sides. And I scratched that, putting it back together. Let's avoid that this time. All right, let's set the dinner table as we have started to get comfortable doing. Get out the dinner utensils. The Sencut episode dinner is served. Let's take this bad boy apart. Ooh, before I forget, KDK in 4K. That's right, KDK in 4K. KDK, IN 4K. KDK in 4K. I'm sorry, shut up, Dan. That's my new Instagram. I wanted to post some higher quality pictures. So if you're on Instagram, go check me out over there. I'll follow you. We can look at knives in a slightly better format than the photos that are allowed. YouTube basically only lets you do like a 15 megapixel. It's like I could take a 200 megapixel photo. Why won't you let me share it? That's fine. Here we go. Hijacking my own video. Let's take this thing apart. Let's close it up. Sometimes captive pivots do have a screw hole on both sides. In this case, this is a non-captive pivot. So we're going to try to get that one in there really good. And then loosen it up like that. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. That last time I was just having a struggle bus. Could not get it to go. All right, before I completely take that apart so that the knife blade falls out, I'm going to loosen everything else. I like to loosen both sides kind of evenly in case one of the screws can get stuck on the barrel in the center, and then you have a hard time loosening it. If you kind of loosen them both like this, you can get them both going and get them both to drop without having any issues of one getting hung up on the centerpiece. All right, looks like all the hardware is T8 except for the clip, which is T6, which is fairly common. Or often, sometimes it's the only T8 is actually the pivot. But it's not the worst. These T6s, you just got to be a little more careful. You can strip them out a little bit easier. But if you're careful and you have extra bits, always have extra bits. Because what's going to happen is eventually it is going to start to go bad. And then you don't want to use that bad bit because it's going to then pop out and just give you more problems. So it's always good to have extra bits on hand. So at the moment's notice that you see that come on, should be able to get one of those to spin. It's like I was saying, as soon as you notice that bit is bad, then you will then throw it away without it messing up any further screws. Sorry. Just everything fell apart and I'm thinking and talking out loud, All right, so there is the back spacer, which I wasn't paying attention fully or wasn't aware. It is also a dyeable, ooh, okay, that pin fell out right there. So the spacer goes there with these two in the barrels in the holes, and then this is the little lanyard pin. Okay. I try to make sure I pay attention how everything is. Also looks like the side that the pocket clip is going to go on is the side that has the bigger part of the pivot. I'm going to take this off. Then we also want to pay attention to the bearings. See, the bearings have, let's see if I can focus that. That side of the bearing is open and this side is closed. It had the open side down to the blade is how it was. It was open side down. So when we take this off, see the open side is up, which means the open side was facing towards the blade. Sometimes I think that may not make a difference, but as I was saying, when I take a knife apart, I pay attention to how every piece is. So when I put it back together, I'm doing the exact same, just rubbing off any of this excess oil so it's not extra oil getting soaked up onto my, that's what the rag's for, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, try to put it back together the same way you take it apart, then you don't have any of those issues that you could potentially have by putting something in upside down or backwards or whatever. I'm going to wipe this off on my jeans. That's how, makes your jeans worth more actually. You get them a little dirty, get a little oil spot on there, increases value. All right, here we are. We got the scales off and just about ready. I am going to wash them off camera between now and the next video. Basically, you get some soap on there and just rinse them off really good. Any spots that there's oil or something on there will be an area where when the dye hits it, that it can kind of act as a resist and then it might not sit evenly. So if you wash them up good with some soap water, get it nice and uniform and clean, and then it will be ready to accept dye in a nice uniform way, because that's what we're looking for. So we're going to also probably try to dye this back spacer. The neat thing about that is we have options. We can dye it a different color than what we dye this, or something like that, or we could take it out early. Actually have a, an idea that I want to try with this, and I'll run by you when we get ready for the dye part. What color would everyone like to see? We have done it. Where are we at? 12 minutes, 50. Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, we have this Sencut all torn down, getting ready for the dye part of the process. Comment below what color you'd like to see this, and what if we want to do a two-tone or something different. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Check me out on Instagram at KDK in 4K if you want to see some higher quality pictures. Been having some fun over there so far. More stuff coming on the channel. A lot of custom stuff, dyes, unboxings, laser marks. The Scrimshaw project is underway, so we're going to be doing some more with that. Exciting times. Getting Blade Show in the next day or couple days coming up here. Almost ready to go for that. But yeah, great stuff. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Let me know what color you want. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.